Okay, here's a philosophy joke. A German professor is visiting an Australian university and he's going to give a guest lecture on ethics. He steps up to the podium and he says, "Today we will study Kant." A student in the first row says, "Alright, mate, what are we gonna study?" My name is Spikes Parker Bennett, and I actually do have credentials this week because I took an ethics paper at university. The main thing I remember is that Kant was not a succinct writer. Man needed to learn to edit. Anyway, today I'm reviewing Ethics Town Seasons 1 and 2. Ethics Town is a show about how if there were two guys on the moon and one of them killed the other with a rock, would that be fucked up or what? It was written by C.L. Hendry and premiered in 2023. Content warning for unreality because I'm going to be getting into that pretty heavily. This review has spoilers! Ethics Town is an interesting one. It starts off with a single narrator doing a fake radio broadcast. It seems at first to belong to the ever-popular audio drama genre of man having a mental health episode into a microphone that I could lump Night Vale, Magnus Archives, and Askew into if I was feeling reductive and petty. I'm always feeling reductive and petty. It's got a British narrator, it's got a creepy town, it's got a gimmicky framing device, but if I stopped listening early on because I thought it was derivative, I would have missed out on a really good show. So what sets Ethics Town apart from the rest? Let's talk about it. As I mentioned earlier, Season 1 is doing this emergency broadcast bit, which doesn't really add a lot in my opinion, but I guess they needed an excuse for this guy to be rambling to himself about ethics. I started this podcast as an excuse to ramble to myself about audio trauma, so... Each episode is framed around a different ethics topic, so it covers stuff like utilitarianism, the trolley problem, and virtual worlds. It's alright, but it was hard to get invested in the thought experiments sometimes. I've heard the trolley problem enough times that I'm desensitized to it. Likewise with the idea of reality being fake. First of all, wouldn't even notice with the shit I've got going on. Second of all, reality is fake. Okay, here's my perspective as an idiot with a psych degree. Dude, nothing is real. Everything you see is just your brain's best guess at interpreting input, and when that interpretation changes, your reality changes with it. A good example of this is optical illusions. That was a rabbit, now it's a duck, now it's a rabbit again. On the other hand, just because nothing is real, or at least a lot of things are not real, or at least it's impossible to tell what's real and what isn't, and anyway, maybe trying to sort things into real and not real is kind of a positivist approach that itself is culturally constructive. Despite all these things, that doesn't mean nothing matters. It just means my problems are probably a lot smaller in the grand scheme of things than they feel like right now. That's kind of a comforting thought. Oh fuck, they tricked me into engaging with the premise of the show! Anyway, that's how Ethics Town hooked its claws into me and refused to let go. Before I knew it, I was thinking! On my break! On my day off! For free! So that unique aspect is kind of what kept me invested to the end of Season 1, even when I saw the plot twists coming. Other things I liked about the show. It's got jokes. It doesn't take itself too seriously. The main character has a cotton candy flavored vape. He's played by Reese Lawton, who has a great range that swings from pathetic to charming to chilling, sometimes within the same sentence. The episode length is in that sweet spot of long enough to get invested, but short enough not to drag. The sound design is crazy good. The characters sound like they're really in the creepy, horrible space together. Everything sounds natural, but dramatized enough so that the action is legible. It's awesome. It's good. I don't know anything about sound design, so I don't have the proper words to articulate why it's good, but listen, it's good. It's good. And then season 1 ended on a cliffhanger also, so I had to keep listening. I needed to know what's gonna happen to my special little guy. My beautiful special little guy. And all the atrocities that he's committed. Season 2 is a big departure from Season 1. Season 1 was mostly 2 characters talking about ethics in a shed. Season 2 expands into the town itself, adding a bunch of new characters. It still has the same underlying ethical questions, but more subtly this time, less like you're attending a lecture. The emotional distance of hearing about these events secondhand, filtered through notoriously unreliable narrator January Johnson, is removed, so the second season felt more impactful to me. It was easier to stay invested because I felt like I was experiencing these events alongside the characters. This change in style coincides with the characters becoming aware that they're in a story. As the characters gain agency, the story breaks out of its own formula. Like, the writing is good. It's good! I keep saying it's good. Because it's good. I really like the move towards an expanded cast. I think it makes the show feel a lot fresher. So many new characters at once could feel overwhelming, but season 1 does a really good job of setting them all up for us to eventually meet. So in the end, it was good. Fuck, stop saying that it was good. It was... Hang on, I need to Google some synonyms. It also helps that the characters are all really fun, and the voice actors do great work in distinguishing themselves. The character writing and interactions in season 2 are the highlight of the show for me. I feel like Artemis was pretty flat in season 1, but in season 2 her character is given more dimension and range. This also gives the VA more to work with, so we get to see some of her skills, and she's really excellent. There you go, there's another word. In universe, it shows how she's transforming from a stock character into a person with agency. I really like seeing her more ruthless side, and her relationship with Elaine is pretty cute. My favorite character is probably Noah, which is crazy because you have to do a lot of work to get me to like a prison guard. A non-binary prison guard. So you rebelled against your state-enforced gender, but you're perfectly fine with the jail system. That's cute. I know people like that for sure. Okay, but in this case, it's not just hiring a non-binary actor for diversity reasons. It's actually to show us that something is wrong with the town. Like, Noah would not be here doing this job of their own free will because they're not that kind of person. Or are they? They're not. But maybe they are? Anyway, Noah is a sweetie, and their friendship with Ian is the emotional core of season 2. The actor, Sarah Griffin, is, and then I wrote in the script, very, very, very good. No, new word. Sarah Griffin is talented. You may know them as Adjudicator Shrew from the Silt Versus, aka the best audio drama ever created. It's the best one. You can trust me. They do a great job of portraying Noah as not just a likable, but a dimensional character. They have depth. They have layers. In fact, a lot of the likability comes from the dimensionality. That's the secret sauce. I can't keep talking about how much I love the characters because I'm gonna be here forever. Just know that there's a lesbian polycule, a cute librarian, and a really hot artificial intelligence. Also, diversity win, the worst doctor you know is gay. Actually, congratulations to this show for its nuanced depiction of queer characters. Queer people are awesome and funny and messy and infuriating, and a lot of you piss me off. I love you. Season 2 also does a great job of telling compelling, almost standalone stories in a short time frame. There's a murder mystery. There's an artificial intelligence coming to life. There's a creepypasta about time travel. There's a medical drama? Okay, I'm stretching this a bit. All of these episodes are connected to the wider plot and none of them feel unnecessary. On the other hand, the show is also fully capable of slowing down and giving us character-focused episodes where nothing much happens apart from two characters talking in a room. These are equally compelling and needed. So basically, that's what's up with Ethics Town. It's good for fans of notes on and Terran literature, and I am in Askew. Personally, I liked it more than I liked Terran literature and less than I liked Askew, because Askew is my baby. Here are my hopes for Season 3. Number 1. Trans femme January Johnson. Be serious. It's compelling. It's thematically relevant. It's been alluded to by me, but also by the show's creator. January is such a trans girl name. I don't think estrogen could fix him, but I dislike the concept of fixing people as a whole. Must we all be perfect? Is it not enough to be moving in the direction of what feels right? There's a lot of trans representation in the show, particularly non-binary representation, but as far as I'm aware, there are no trans femmes involved, which is a real shame and kind of a glaring oversight. You can correct me if I missed someone there. Even if we don't get Trans Femme January, which is real in my heart, I would like to see more trans femmes on the show. Number 2. I hope Season 3 keeps up the quality of Season 2 and is able to pull all the different plot points together into a compelling ending. Apparently they're going in a cosmic horror direction, which I'm not super sure about, but if it's as good as Season 2 was, then this show will become one of my favorite audio dramas. I just really need them to stick the landing. Number 3. I really only had 2, but I think there should be a third one because things usually come in 3s. You know, socks, ears, lizards. Number 3 is I want Artemis to get to do something badass and also kiss Elaine. I don't know, I just think they're cute together. Sorry if this review was all over the place. I kinda had a lot of thoughts and some trouble stringing them into coherent sentences. It's a podcast that kind of makes me want to chew on it like a squeaky toy until it pops. Next time, I'll be reviewing Haba. That will come out when it comes out because I might be busy next week. Wink. The wink was to imply that I've got stuff going on. I'm not actually sure if I do have stuff going on, but it's good to wink in preparation. Gay boy, out. That's what I say when I'm leaving a room.